Excuse me. Welcome. Y'all, we back. Chatbout in the house.
It's still saying waiting.
Huh? It is?
Oh, I guess we are on. We are on, but our faces are not on, but we're on.
Issa, talk to us. Chatbout in the house. We are live. Okay, hold on. We're live.
We are live, but we can't see our faces.
Hey guys. Welcome to Chatbout. We're having some technical difficulties already, but it's alright. You know. It's been a minute. Thank you for joining us. I am your host, Miss T.
And I am your girl, Malaysia, Mel Black Rose.
So, how's it been? How have you been?
I think we should just wait a little bit till our
Can you guys hear us out there? Put a comment in the chat and let us know if you can hear us on YouTube. Let us know.
This is what's showing.
I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing no comments. Let us know.
I know you guys can't see us, but if you can hear us, let us know.
We're gonna just assume you can hear us. We're just gonna keep on going. So,
Can we keep on going? There's no.
I think we can keep going. Can we assume that we our sound is good out there?
Yeah, I guess we can assume that. Is it the because we can't see ourselves on YouTube. It's just the Chatbout's sign. I should have texted that.
Yes, okay, they can hear us. All right, so you can hear us. Can you see us? All right, it looks like it's a go. It looks like everybody else can see us. So, yay and yay. All right, here we go.
Oh, they can. Okay, now
There we go.
we're back. Okay. Hello.
Now we're
hello. Look at us. Too bad we can't edit that part, but it's okay. That's part of the journey. We haven't been, we haven't been on for a while.
For a little while,
Yes,
it's been a minute. So,
Yes.
we got to get back into the groove of
Yes.
things.
Yo,
Oh, child, okay?
Wow.
All right.
Guys, wow. Well,
So, first things first, let's catch up a little bit because it's been a minute
yes,
since
it has. It has.
since we've been on the air. So, life has been happening. Lots of life has been happening.
Life has
Changes have been going on in both Mel and myself in our lives.
Mm-hmm.
Just adjusting to different things, family, parents, work, all kinds of stuff changes. Just life changes.
You know what? It's crazy. Like, no one ever tells you. Like, everyone's always like, it's so amazing when you get older.
Yeah.
And it's so amazing. Life gets so much better. But no one ever talks about all the things that happen in the back end, with your parents, with life, with the journey that you're going through. It's always like it's always something.
Always.
It's always something.
It's true, and you don't always have the tools to deal with it.
Yes.
That's the challenge, is that you're kind of just stuck drifting
Yes.
sometimes, not knowing how to cope with what you're dealing with.
Right.
So aside from all the personal issues, sorry, go ahead.
No. I was just saying, for me, coping right now is meditation is the only thing right now that's keeping me at least sane.
Yes.
Same for you people, them. You know what I mean?
I'm not even gonna pretend like I'm sane. I'm not sane right now.
Alert!
Yeah. Put out the Amber Alerts for me because I'm not sane. But I'm coping. I'm not all the way out there, but life has rocked me a little bit in the last few months. I've had some real life altering type of behavior happen in my life that I've just been like reeling from. But life goes on, you know, and you just catch yourself and you keep going. But I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to be back on Chatbout. I'm glad to be back with my girl.
Right.
And, you know, this is therapy for me in a way. It's funny because when I wasn't doing it for so long, I missed it, you know?
Right.
You don't realize that, like, having something to do, like an outlet and a place to go and talk and stuff is actually helpful.
It is. And it's like that whole routine, like a positive routine.
Yes.
You're good, you know, rushing, coming up with ideas, laughing, you know, having that dialogue that's like not work, not family, not whatever, which is like just amazing.
What you want to do.
Yes.
And it's nice. It feels good.
I did have a question from somebody that asked, because they haven't heard from us for a long time.
A while, yeah.
So they wanted to know what was our status. Are we single still, and how did COVID and dating treat us during that period of time? You can answer first.
What?
You can definitely answer first.
She dropped it on me first. She's like, you go first. Wow. Well, my status, I am still single. Still very single. And COVID didn't do anything good for my single status. Because we couldn't go a damn place, couldn't meet anyone really. I mean, there was a lot of online action, a lot of people that I spoke to that I probably wouldn't normally engage with. Just, you know, just having more time on your hands and stuff, you just get to talk to more people, but not really had any, you know, budding romances.
You looking at me? Me, I'm single. I am as single as a single can be. Hey!
Single as a dollar bill.
What? COVID did not make any changes to me.
No.
It didn't increase anything. I did a while back try the online dating. And honestly, I couldn't even go through with it. Like,
what happened?
It was like, it felt unnatural.
Like the connections, or
I didn't even make any I didn't even message anyone. I didn't.
Really? I understand what you mean though, because I kind of feel the same way. I think I'm just old school in that way.
Yeah. In
that I still feel like I want an organic connection with someone. I don't want something that's like rehearsed, or like I even don't like when people like set me up with people. I cannot stand that. It just makes me feel so awkward, and it's like. And it could even be somebody that I would normally like, but just because we've been set up, now I'm just like... Right?
You're like, I'm going to waste my good up time to leave my house for disappointment.
Right?
I'm just like, no.
I just assume the worst all the time. I'm
right?
Just like, okay.
And that goes perfect for
I'll meet him.
And that's perfect for our topic, because we're always searching for red flags. And that could be an issue. And honestly, after I watched Tinder Swindler... I'm not even gonna lie to you. That show just put me in my feelings. Like,
really?
I don't know why.
I didn't watch it yet.
I just feel like sometimes when men are messaging me now, it's like, what do you want?
Right. I can understand that.
Like, are you being nice?
Like, what's the motive? Like, yeah.
Are you being nice because you want something, or are you gonna use me eventually? Like, so now I have to like take that out of my mind. But that show. That movie or whatever, it
type of way.
Oh yeah, everything's red flag to me now. Everything's red flag. If I meet you in a week and you call me sweetie,
oh my god,
don't call me sweetie, bro. You don't know me. It's too personal. It's too personal. It's too personal. Red flag. You say there. It's on the.
She said, "Don't call me sweetie."
Don't call me sweetie.
That's a red flag.
You're getting too comfortable too quick.
Oh my god.
What do you want? What do you want from my life, huh?
So, I have to preface the red flags by saying some red flags are like run for your life red flags.
Yes.
And other red flags are signs of maybe emotional immaturity.
Yes.
Or instability.
Yes.
Or something like that. They're not all equal. All red flags aren't equal.
No, they're
in
not.
my opinion,
they're
not all equal, right? Because some behaviors are like, you just do not want to be in any kind of relationship with someone who's behaving this way,
right?
And then in other times, it might just be signs that you might have other issues to deal with because of them.
And it's like we should do a disclaimer, because these are possible red flag scenarios where it's like, just look out for these things. We're not saying that, oh, you know, well, all of them are like that, and we're not saying that that's all a bad thing, but
some things could be alerts, and that's what a red flag really is. It's just an alert for you to pay attention. Like, something about this feels a little bit weird, and so I'm going to observe this behavior to see where it goes. That's the premise of, you know, the whole red flag conversation.
I agree 100%. So you want to get into it?
Let's get into it.
So the first one is love bombing.
Yes.
Now people are probably wondering what love bombing is, because I didn't know what love bombing is until I did my research. So pretty much it is when someone frequently attempts to influence another person with over the top displays of attention and affection. So they're saying that it can make you feel appreciated. However, later on, it could be like someone was doing that to ensure that they can have future and emotional control over you. Right?
So they basically try to like love you down, compliment you, make you feel totally like smothered in love.
Yes.
But it's in a way to manipulate your emotions.
Yes.
So that after you've been loved so much, anything they ask of you, you almost feel obligated to do.
Because it's like, oh my God,
this person loves me so much.
He gives me
and
compliments.
They've done so much for me.
Yes. They buy me gifts. They give me all these like over excessive compliments. And, you know, how can I not give this person a chance? Because what I started to realize too, even with some of the people that I know who were in toxic relationships, their first relationship initially was like that. In the first 2 weeks, this guy was like all over them, giving them all this affection and things like that.
And you feel good in the beginning because you're like, oh my God, this is too good to be true. Like, this person just really is really into you.
Right.
You don't even notice it as that. And it may not always be that, like we said, but a little bit, like we can always detect when something is a little too much for the length of time you've known them, or the level that you know them at, right? The intimacy that you guys have gotten to, or you know, in conversation or whatever. Just, you know when someone's doing a little too much.
I remember I met this guy in 1 week. He was already telling me that he loves me.
No pause, no way.
And I'm wifey material and this and this. And obviously it was long distance. He doesn't live here, whatever. You know me, I don't take those things too seriously, but you know, I was on high alert like, when he did say that. And then 2/2s, like New Year's Eve comes, and on his Instagram story, he's like kissing some girl on the lips.
Oh.
But it turns out, so then I saw that, I was like, wow, you know what I mean? Wow, like, congratulations. She's beautiful, because she was beautiful. I was like, oh wow. And then he messaged me right back and saying like, oh no, that's just a friend.
On the mouth?
On the mouth. And then he said it was just a friend. Then he tried to video call me, and I'm like, I already had you on high alert. Yeah. You were already on that bottom. I only looked at you as someone, if I travel, it'd be cool to just hang out or whatever. Right. Turns out this girl I do it to, she just travels and has different husbands.
What?
And so she travels throughout certain places, and she's like, and so he was just that one of. Codes. But I'm sorry, you just lost your chance. Any chance that you could have possibly had is gone.
That's done.
How are you gonna tell someone that, and then I see you? But he did. He ended, when I made the comment, he deleted the stories.
Oh.
Right away. But I'm like, I think as a man, when you're dating, you're allowed to do whatever you want to do, and I think you have the freedom to do whatever you want to do. However, if you choose to make it public, is where it becomes a problem. Because I don't want to see that.
I think if you're honest, it's okay even to be public. But just be honest.
Don't
be open and honest, and let people know, whoever you're dating, that you're not exclusively dating them. Yes. So that they understand you may see me out with someone else. Or you may, you know, because I'm getting to know you just like I'm getting to know other people. Right?
Yeah, I think it's
But
fair.
some people are just like, they always feel like if they're dating you, they have to hide the fact that they're dating other people, because it's gonna make, and for some women it is. I'm not even gonna lie. For some women it's a deal breaker if you're talking to anybody else other than them. Even in the beginning of getting to know them, they don't want to talk to you. They want all of your attention. Give me 100% of your time and attention and see if it's going to work with me. And some women are like that. So if they know you're dating other men, other women, they will not want to continue dating you. And I get that. But I think it's just always better to be honest. Just be open and honest. Say your piece.
And if you're not going to be honest, do what you do in
privately.
And do it in silence, and nobody needs to know. And it's okay. But like, make sure that you're willing to own up for what you have. Stop and like, don't do that.
No,
it's not cute. And I guess even for us as women also, it could be a red flag, because it's just like, especially at this period of time, like, you know, a lot of women are single and they are looking for love. That could be a like on the opposite end, that could be something that deters a man from being interested in you. If you kind of like, you start right off the top, like, oh my God, I feel like, you know, I'm not saying, you know, energy is energy, you know what I mean? But like, there's
temper it a little bit.
Yeah, bring it down a notch, baby girl. Bring it down.
Just give him a little bit. Give him in doses. You know,
I look a small.
Just sip. Don't,
you know what I mean?
Don't do too much.
It's already bad that older women have a bad rep.
Yeah.
With, you know, forcing marriage, forcing wanting to have a child.
And having your time ticking. You're running out of time. So you're hungry. So just
calm down.
Calm it down. Okay, the next red flag.
Let's see which one.
Is when people do not respect your boundaries. And that can come in many different forms. It could be your emotional boundaries, your physical boundaries, you know, just the way you operate in your life. If you have set a boundary, if you ask someone to, you know, respect the way you live, the way you eat, the way you know, whatever, and they continuously push you past it or always try to challenge it, that to me is a big red flag. That is a lack of respect for what I hold as my moral compass or my, you know, or my responsibilities in life.
Yes.
You know,
if you don't respect my boundaries, then that means you don't respect me, and that also means that you're not listening to anything that I'm saying.
Yes, at all. And I don't care about anything I say or feel.
But then that could be a sign of like that. Well, that will be a sign of how your relationship would be moving forward if that person doesn't respect your boundaries.
Yeah, because you can't feel safe with that person. You can't feel vulnerable with that person because they don't respect you. Like say, like there are even like I give examples. So there's sexual boundaries, right? There's things that you might decide that you are not willing to do or try, or because you don't like it, or you have tried it and you don't like it, or you just don't want to try it because you just know you're not gonna like it, right? And there are people, both men and women, who will push you past that point. There are so many men who will say, just try it.
Just a tip.
Just a tip.
If I hear just a tip, if I said no dick, no dick, don't give me no fucking tip. Don't give me no tip. Like, and that's disrespecting my boundary.
It's absolutely true. They always try to do a little bit more, you know. Hey. Same thing for women who, like, men have said they don't want to eat it. Like, they don't go there. And she's just, oh, shit in there. You sure?
He's trying to kiss you.
You stand up. So there's physical boundaries. There's even like boundaries, like even as a mother, you could be dating guys and they're like, oh, can I come? Just let me sneak over, and they just come over and come deal with your things. You know what I mean? I just want to, like, if you are not the type of person to have boundaries, if I told you already, Bridget, you're not coming to my house. My youth's not seeing you. Don't worry, I'll just come late. I'll sneak in. No.
Men really say that?
If they say that, girl,
so they
want to come into your house. They don't care. First of all, men are little whores. They don't care if you sneak them in the house.
So for pussy, they'll be like teenager.
They'll crawl on the ground
go
and sneak in, military style.
I'm sorry.
For the pum pum. So it's like, you know, when you tell them, no, my daughter's here, you know, no. And like that kind of like pushing a boundary, trying to like, so like, and trying to make it seem like now they're trying to guilt you, like if you don't really care for them or you don't really like them enough, if you're not willing to like flex a little bit on that boundary, like those type of things.
So you don't like them.
Yeah.
They don't,
you know?
They can. So the third one would be, they always want you to prioritize them.
Yeah.
So if they are always trying to take you away from your friends, take you away from your family, and you know, giving you that like over affection that they want to be with you all the time, 24 hours every day. At first, at the beginning of a relationship, maybe the first 6 months, it might feel amazing, but then you end up being trapped in a situation like that, and because you may lose your relationships with your family members or your friends because of the fact that you're only prioritizing this one person.
Yeah. And like it's all good. Like when you have a new person in your life, you obviously want to spend time with them, right? You want to get to know them better. You're infatuated with them, and you want to, But when it's different when you're choosing to do that versus when they are pushing you to do that.
And they will say like little manipulating things. Like if you have single friends, they'll tell you, "Oh, you're single friend. I don't really want you to be around your single friends because they could be jealous."
They don't want you to be happy. They want you to stay partying with them, so they're not going to want you to be with me.
Yes, don't get me wrong. Right? That situation could be possible. It
does happen.
It does happen, but if a man is insinuating it with not even getting to know your friends, or even having that conversation, or even just evaluating the situation, I think that is definitely a red flag.
Yes.
Run for cover. Run fast. Run wherever you can go.
It's true. The next red flag is when they are jealous. And ladies and gents, do not mistake jealousy for love.
Yes.
Don't mistake the two things. A jealous person is a scary person, okay? So, jealousy is a combination of anxiety, insecurity, anger, and fear. These toxic emotions often come out with people who lack confidence in themselves, while being a little green with envy with your partner. When you're a little green with envy when your partner's in the spotlight, or when they're looking really good, or they're getting a lot of attention, or if they have a lot of love and adoration from friends, family, just a lot of attention in their life. Those type of things, when people are jealous of that, watch that, because that is going to fester into something much more toxic later on.
Yes, and have you noticed that some men are 100% comfortable with saying that they're the jealous type?
Yeah.
And I don't
know why it's acceptable.
I don't know. I think it's because when they say they're jealous, and maybe it works for some women, that it makes them think that they're only like, it's like they really like you and they don't really want to lose you, and that's maybe what they think when they're saying that. But honestly, to me, it's very unattractive.
It is. It's toxic.
I remember I put a friend on my Instagram story, and somebody messaged me asking me, who is this guy, and I don't like that this guy was too close to you in this video. Mind you, you're nothing to me. And
you guys weren't even together?
No.
Oh, hell no.
He doesn't like the fact that it's not him.
Boy blocked. What?
See, I believe everybody has something. Like, if I'm fucking with you, whether it's relationship wise or I see like a friendship or something like that, there has to be, especially with men, there has to be some benefit to it. So if I know that you're smart at certain things, and you are, you have your shit together, and I aspire to be like you,
right?
I'm just gonna say he, laugh it off, because I still want to learn from that person,
right? And
I have to I'm willing to let that part go. I just know that nothing will happen.
Yeah, it won't develop into anything.
No, it won't, because it's a red flag. It's not. It's not telling me you're jealous. Is not sexy.
It's not sexy at all.
Nothing about it is sexy.
No. And I wanted to just go through some of the things, of the things that partners may do that could be displays of jealousy.
Tell the people them.
So if your partner, if they don't want to hear your stories of post happy memories, and they anything that doesn't include them, anytime that you're happy and it doesn't include them and they get upset, that's a red flag. If they don't like you to hang out with your friends or family, if they get very defensive when you bring up the past relationships, or healthy boundaries, if you set boundaries, or if you ask them to not cross boundaries, if they talk bad about you, your family, or your friends,
watch out.
That's a flag.
Run.
If they call you names, that's abuse. If they get angry if someone tries to talk to you in a public setting,
that's jealousy. It's
jealousy, but it's so toxic. What makes jealousy toxic is when they're over jealous to the point where they try to control, demean, or disrespect you. So
Red
those are the
flag.
flags. That again, it may not mean that you don't want to deal with that person altogether, but it definitely is signs of
right
future problems.
Watch out. Watch out. Another one is if they make fun of you. If you're early in a relationship and this person has no issues of offending you, or you know, they're making jokes about certain things, best believe that could be a possible issue in the future. And I know sometimes we go into these things and we try to be, well, I don't know on the male side, but for women, we try to be more chill and relaxed. And we don't want to come off as being too uptight. So he may make a joke that's offending us,
but we laugh it off instead of saying, why would you say that? Right? Those are signs. I think I've oftentimes heard of men who do that, who describe doing things like that as their way of humbling the woman that they're talking to. They don't want her to feel like she's too nice.
Oh, they want her to take it big.
Yes. So they do these little things, take these little jabs to keep her grounded, is how I've heard it be described.
Wow. So even if you think they're joking, I feel like that's something
it's intentional.
You have
a lot of the time.
You have to be serious about it. Yeah. Because opinions are opinions, but making fun and making you feel, you know, uncomfortable with yourself is wrong.
Thank you guys. Richard saying welcome back, ladies.
Oh wow, I didn't
Cam has said it. Thank you guys. We're just catching up with some contacts.
I know. Hello to everyone. Good evening to everyone. We're so happy to be back with the Bacchanal and the drama.
I'll tell you. Okay, what's the next one?
The next one is all their exes are crazy.
Oh yeah. Every time they're telling you a story, it's like, oh, my ex was crazy. Oh, my ex is nuts. Every single one of them has a problem. It's never him that caused the issue. It's always the ex, or vice versa too. Same thing with the women. They do the same thing. They're like their ex was jealous. Her ex was crazy. He was possessive. He was this. He was that. But they never talk about what they did to contribute to his crazy behavior.
And I feel like that's a red flag in general, because it's like nobody. It's a lack of accountability in general, because any failed relationship, there's always a little part. There's two sides to every story. Like, and sometimes it's both.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like sometimes it's like it may
both
not.
Parties usually play a part.
Right. It could be 60-40.
Whether one was responding to the next one was a response to the other one's actions or whatever. Both parties play a part.
I agree.
Right. So
I agree. So I think that is a sign that definitely you have to pay attention to, because now you know that person doesn't feel like there's anything wrong with him, and that they don't require any kind of adjustment with anything that they do. And even for me, I don't know about you, even like past relationships that did not work out, every time, like, you know, I've always had okay breakups, and every time I've had a breakup, I would ask the guy, like, are there things, because I want to move forward.
Right.
Are there things about me that I need to work on so that I can move?
That's really mature.
Is it?
Yes. I don't know that many people do that. That is a very mature thing. I don't know that many people. Like, I don't know. You guys out there, do you guys ask your ex? I mean, if you are able to, what things you could work on for your next relationship? I think it's really mature. I don't do that.
I think one of the main things that I
think about it, but I don't ask.
You don't ask?
No, I don't ask them. I definitely reflect myself, but I should ask, but I don't ask. I think I sometimes already know.
Sometimes you know, but you just want to be in the
line. Be sure.
I am what I am. Take me the way I am. You don't have no choice.
Right?
But then sometimes you're just like, okay, because even one of the main ones that I realized that what could be a possible red flag was that I wasn't vulnerable. And the last guy was saying that his insecurities were like, it got heightened because I wasn't really as vulnerable, and it always appeared that I could do everything by myself.
By yourself, right.
Right? And even though I heard him,
you ain't done nothing about it.
I'm really, it's a slow process.
Yeah.
Because I hate burdening people. I hate, asking people for advice. But that was something that I did take away, that I have, like, now I like when I'm speaking to, if I am speaking to somebody, I take a step back, and I sometimes it's like just to say I miss you.
Yeah.
Like I'm learning. So I
So
text
what you
it.
been doing?
Yeah.
You can't just say I miss you.
Right? So
I
I'm
want to
working
hear
on
your
that.
voice.
Right. So I'm working on that.
That's okay. That's a good thing. At least you're working on it, right? So another red flag is when you're dating somebody and your friends who are your true friends, who really know you, don't really like that person. That's a red flag. Now, I put it in context because there are some hater ass friends who will not want to see you succeed or be happy. And then there's some other friends who want, like, misery loves company. So, like we just talked about, some friends that if they're single, they want you to be single too.
Yeah.
They don't want you to. So, we're not talking about those kind of friends, but we're talking about the friends that know you, that love you, that want the best for you.
Right.
That really know what you want in a partner. When those friends don't really like the person you're dating,
yes,
I think you have to see that as a flag.
Because when you're in love, or when you really like someone, you're thinking tunnel vision.
Yeah.
If somebody who cares for you, now they're watching everything from every angle.
Yeah.
And if you see that you're slowly starting to lose all your friends and they're not feeling comfortable, or maybe they don't even want to hurt your feelings, I feel like that's a time for you to really self-reflect in regards to that relationship that you're in, because nobody wants to see their friend struggling. Like, if you're a good person, as much as, you know, men have all these rumors about, like, women being haters and all this stuff, like, we really want to see our friends, like, flourish and be in love. Like, we don't...
If you truly love your friend, you want the best for them. You want what you want for yourself for them.
Yes.
So you want, if they found somebody who really makes them happy and who you think is good for them, then you're obviously going to be happy. But when they found somebody that you're like, you know, I could see why the person's attracted to them or whatever, but I don't really see them as the person for that person. Like, again, I understand that your friends may not know what you need unless you communicate that to them, right?
Right.
So all of these things are in context, but I feel like if your friend is a good friend and they know you well, they have a really good understanding of what you're looking for in life, and when they have a few reservations about a person, that is a red flag.
I think you should really take that in.
Take it in. Not like you have to stop talking to them, but you know, pay attention. And and maybe it may be that you have to do some more communicating and even letting your friends know why you like that person.
But
what you see in that person.
But even sometimes when that ends up happening, they always start saying a whole bunch of bullshit. Like, I always hear some fucking shit that doesn't even make any sense.
Yeah.
And again,
the reasons, right?
You're an adult. I will never debate it, but sometimes I'm hearing them give their reasonings, and it's like my chest like gets tight.
Yeah.
And it's like, no.
That's not a reason.
Right. So that's one. And another red flag is when you go on a date with a guy and all of a sudden everything he has is, you have everything in common.
Yeah.
There's no, you know, if you say,
me too.
Yeah, like, I like rap music. Me too. Oh my god, I like this. And then you'll be like, I like this. I remember one time I had this great conversation with music with this person. We were talking about music, and then he said he liked this artist that I really love. Right? Really? I love her. I love Summer Walker. I love those two. I love it. Mm-hmm. And so I said, what's your favorite song?
Yeah.
I said,
can you name a song?
This guy couldn't even name one song, and he told me, oh, it's on my shuffle playlist. So then that's not, we don't have anything in common. Maybe the genre is a common thing. But you just said it because you knew I was getting, because he saw me and I was getting excited about it. Yeah. And then he told me he loves it. You don't love it. You don't love it like how I love it. It's not like it's like the 90s where we didn't have access to know like sometimes we
look into music and artists and who it is and all that.
Because before we were listening to college radio, there was no playlist. Sometimes we didn't know. Right?
Chum FM.
Do you remember Chum?
Girl, we came from some hard times, okay? We've been through it.
But we have to admit, the chin picnic.
Yeah, that was real. I can't lie. That was live. For y'all who are not in Toronto, you'll never know.
You will never know, young ones. Let's just tell you about that. You want to say those?
So the next one, excuse me, is when they're constantly checking their phone. When they're with you, they're always on the phone. But when they're not with you, they cannot text you back or call you back.
I'm a red flag.
She's a red flag. You should be wearing the shirt. She's a red flag.
Don't date me, people. Don't date me. Don't date me. I take a long
take
time.
long to respond.
I don't know why.
Is it because you're not into the person? Because if you're into the person, you would want to respond.
But even with friends, I'm like that.
I could get friends, but if you're dating, it's a different kind of motivation.
I don't have a reason. At this point, I'm going to blame anxiety.
That's not the reason. It's not. I feel that if you really are into the person, you would respond to them.
Like,
I do.
Like how quick? Not
right? Even a quick. It's not even like a time. I don't have no time limits of getting back to you. If you text me and I'm in the middle of doing something, I'm not going to respond. I'm busy. So I might respond back to you in 10 minutes or 15 minutes.
Right.
But I don't have a time limit, of like I'm only going to respond in this many minutes or whatever. But if I'm talking to somebody, I'm going to have regular contact with them.
I'm like I said,
regular contact with them.
Even sometimes, and you know what's even more messed up about it too, and I think that's why I'm having issues, because when someone does it to me, it doesn't even affect me. I'm kind of like, no wahala, like in like the wahala is like, no problem, like it's cool, relax, we're chilling, but it's kind of like
that means person, you're not into them.
But then that shows that person's not that into me too. If they're doing the exact same thing,
that's right.
And then it's like that cycle just keeps on continuing, and then they'll have the excuse all the time. It's like, oh, I'm busy, or I'm this and I'm doing this with work. I'm sorry, I'll get back to you. But then you see them in your stories all the time.
I'm a person who's always busy. I'm always busy. Always. But you see, when I want to speak to somebody, I am going to prioritize and speak to that person.
Right. But you don't okay, maybe it's just me. Maybe I feel like, maybe it is me. Maybe I feel like I'm giving too much to someone that I'm not even sure that they're going to be. Maybe I'm thinking negative already.
You're putting parameters.
And I'm putting those parameters to kind of ease my pain just in case I get disappointed moving forward. You know what? That's what I do.
Okay.
So we're
getting somewhere. This is a breakthrough.
I'm getting somewhere. And Cam, please don't pull me up like this.
Cam has you up in the comments.
She said I take weeks to respond. Hey, Cam, why are you doing me like this? Oh.
Cam is outing you right now. Cam is like, weeks.
Yo, I just give Cam a combo.
I just give her. Oh my god. That is hilarious.
Woo.
Okay, the next red flag. Why?
I'm a red flag. Oh my god, I really have to really look at this. Hear me, I was typing this up and I'm like, and I never even thought that I
was waving in the wind, okay?
Woo! Okay.
Girl.
Okay.
Okay, the next red flag is the person who brings up emotional wounds from childhood on the first date or within the very first contact with them.
Run.
They are emotionally scarred and it's throbbing.
Yeah.
And it's moments away from erupting.
Yeah.
When someone is that sensitive still about trauma, they need to go to therapy. They need to.
Yeah.
It's a sign. It's a real sign. And again, like I said, it's not a sign that you have to necessarily not talk to the person, but you're gonna deal with that trauma later on. So,
and I feel too prepared. Like it's a warm up. Like I don't want to be on our first date drinking coffee, okay? You know what I mean? Right. I'm trying to get out, it's COVID, and then you come tell me your dad beat you. Like knowing my personality, now I'm gonna take it in and I'm really gonna absorb everything that you're saying, and then the whole conversation, again reflecting back to all the other things, I'm gonna be about you. I'm gonna make sure you're okay. I'm gonna search for counseling, and we've only gone on the first date for coffee.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's like you're already,
when you're an empath, you take it on.
You take it on.
Those things.
You take it on.
Yeah.
So,
and it could also be a flag of a victim mentality when you are always, talking about all the things that have happened to you, and like you always crave that attention of being a victim. That's a red flag as well. So that to me is what it kind of almost is an indication of when they're talking about, all their childhood traumas and all what the last ex did to them and all the bad. Da, 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 da.
I don't even know we're gonna go on a second date.
Exactly.
I don't care. I don't care.
Know you like
now
that.
you're gonna get me involved over somebody I don't even care about. Imagine.
Now you have feelings for this person. You don't even know them.
Listen, the person said emotional damage. It is straight emotional damage. It is.
And it's gonna cause you emotional damage. Okay, having to deal with them. It's too much. It's too much.
It's too much. And I did say that I would have 10, red flags. Yes. But there was this one red flag that didn't sit with me right. There's the psychologists and all these life coaches were saying that this is a red flag.
Really?
If the person that you're on a date with refuses to let you pay, that's a red flag. I'm sorry. I'm going to yes.
Refuses to let me pay?
Yes.
Why?
So they're saying if you want to split the bill on the first date and your date insists on paying anyway, it could indicate a pattern of game playing that might seep into many areas of the relationship. Someone who respects your wish to go 50-50 on the first date or another or more equal options, such as agreeing to take turns paying, can reflect and make for autonomy. So they're saying that that person is not respecting your boundaries. I'm sorry, first day you're paying.
First of all, we have to start with the desire that I have to want to pay half the check, because that's not part of the desire. So I guess I understand it if that's your desire. I understand what they're saying, because there are some people, and that, to be honest, is mostly men, who would be financially wanting to control you, right? But I mean, I wouldn't see that as a red flag. If a man insists on paying for our first date, I wouldn't see that as a red flag. I would see that as he is forcing the issue of that he's a gentleman and he wants to pay for the date, and or that he's culturally been reared that way.
Yes.
That men
or being nice,
or he's being nice. I wouldn't think of it as like he's trying to control me. Now, if it was like, if I was adamant about paying the bill, and he was also adamant about paying the bill, then I might be like, what's really going on with you? Right? But I can't see that. I wouldn't see that as I would have ran right into that red flag, because I don't see that as a red flag.
And let's be real. Let us be real as women. 99, I'm gonna say it that high. 99% of us don't want to pay.
I was about to say.
We lie.
We want
to
pay.
We lie and
that's
say,
it's cool.
It's cool, but you don't know the messages that she's sending her friends. Can you believe this guy made me pay?
He made me pay. Exactly.
We lie. We want you to pay.
We want you to pay.
We want that 1% who wants to be independent. I have no problem with that too.
I feel.
But no, we lie. We lie.
I feel that person, that red flag was written by a feminist. Hands down, because I don't know many women who are fighting for that bill, honey, who are like, no, let me pay half of it. No, I want to pay for my food. I can't really, like, why won't you let me pay? I cannot see. I just can't see it. I don't know. I don't see it.
My eyes are, sometimes I see the bill come, I even just turn my head somewhere else. I'm not paying.
I'm going to the bathroom.
Maybe like the first couple of dates, I'm not paying. I'm not, like, and you're paying for my Uber home too. Like,
to be honest with you, I have not been in a situation where I've even had this discussion.
Me neither.
I've never had to have this discussion. I know we talk about it oftentimes about who's going to pay and all that stuff. I have not been in a position, and I've been blessed that way, to have this conversation. It's just been understood, and the men that I've ever dated or gone out with have just paid.
Can you imagine? And it's like,
it's never been a thing.
Even if I do the fake, oh, don't worry, I pay like that. It only ends up going that one round. It's always that one round. They'll be like,
let's look at you. Don't disrespect me.
They won't even show you the bill.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, it happens so seamlessly. Like, I don't even have the time to pretend like I'm gonna pay the bill. I don't have the time to do that. It's already been paid. So that's not a thing that I've ever had to. Thank God.
Cam says I'm not gonna fight, but then I'll say, okay, I got it next time. That's fair, because you're gonna be in a long-term relationship. If you decide to be in that long-term relationship with that person,
even if you're dating them,
you are gonna pay for certain things.
Okay, I'll grab us next time. Next time we go out, I got you.
But then there are some men who will just automatically refuse to let you pay for everything. However, there's little things that we as women that could do to make him feel good. Like, so if you know every time he got you for this or whatever the case may be, pay for his gas.
Right.
You know, he says he likes certain snacks or he likes certain things before you
bring him a little something to the dinner.
His beard look dry.
Yeah.
You know, you go to that hair store every month. Get him some beard oil. Help him. Make it shine and glisten so you're happy, he's happy. And then I just feel like at least at that point there's some kind of reciprocal thing going on within the relationship.
And he doesn't feel like he is carrying you, and you also feel nice because you're contributing to something to give him. You know?
Yes.
That's just fair.
Yes.
You know, I think that's fair. I like that.
Oh, someone says the bigger red flag. Oh, DP says the bigger red flag is if you offer to split the cost and they make a big deal out of it. I don't ever. I guess it happens.
I guess so. I've not had this issue, but you know, I feel like it's so weird that we even like. I know, in some cultures, this is not even a conversation.
I have been having
back home. This is not a conversation.
I've had the pleasure of dating, and I used to be anti-Ghanaian men. I was anti-Ghanaian, anti-Nigerian.
Don't make them hear you.
I was, because just based on the experiences I've had as growing up and having to be this particular way, always being judged, always having to be not being feminine or whatever. But in the last couple of I've had the pleasure of dating Ghanaian and Nigerian men, and just the effort and the thought process.
The chivalry.
There was some points where I didn't even know how to respond to it. But you best believe I'm not fighting it.
No.
I'm not.
You have to enjoy that. It's nice when men show that and come and,
And Cam is saying gas. You see the price of gas? Yes, you see the price of gas, but however, can you compare the price of gas to him paying for your meals every single time? That's why it's a nice offer. It's a nice offer.
Because the gas is almost $2. You have to offer a little gas money. Oh God, he buying $200 dinner at least. Put a little $50 in the tank. Oh my God.
Cam! You do Uber Eats for some necessary sense sometimes. You're telling me you can't put the $50 gas.
On a regular Tuesday, Uber Eats is $56. Okay? You just had one meal. Or dinner for two, 56 something.
Imagine, even KFC, even if you're gonna go
regular takeout, it doesn't have to be good food.
It's expensive. Help him.
Okay, so next. So we have some examples of red flags. Are these the ones from our viewers?
Yes.
These are the ones. So we had put out a poll.
Yes.
Asking you guys for some red flag ideas that you've experienced or that you've heard of, and these are what we got.
And shout out to Cam, because Cam also put that on her page, and then she sent.
So she got some comments. Nice.
Too. Yes. So you can go ahead and read them. Read 5 as you go, or we can make fun of them as we go.
She said make fun of them. So one red flag is when they're asking you for money right out the gate. They're asking you for money.
That's a woman saying the man is asking her for money.
Never.
Don't do that.
We should have had a red flag to be waving when we said these things. This is real shit. Nobody's supposed to be asking for money.
Yes,
and men too. Men, don't let no girl ask you for no money right out the gate. She does not need to pay her cell phone bill. Okay, she doesn't.
She can find food for herself.
She could exactly. How else was she eating? How was she eating before she met you?
My guy from Ghana was telling me how he met a girl the night before. The next morning, she messaged him just to ask him how he's doing, if he's good or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, this is nice, And then she asked him if he ate, and he's like, "No, I haven't ate yet." And then she was just like, "Oh yeah, me neither. Can you send me this amount of money? They call it Momo. It's like mobile money that you can just transfer, and send me that so I can eat breakfast too."
Wow.
I'm gonna tell you something. In Ghana, you can get a 3 cities breakfast, and that is probably 50 cents in Canada. There is no reason for you to be randomly
begging
asking a
breakfast.
man for breakfast. So what were you doing before you met the guy?
Thank you.
And the man, if this is what you're doing for the rest of your life, this is good. This is nice. You think it's nice?
That's about 4 red flags if people's asking you for money out the gate.
Yes.
Don't ask me for nothing.
I agree.
Don't even ask me for too much information. Okay?
Sometimes I even feel tense when I was working the 2 jobs and someone will ask me about my 2 jobs and they want to know how much I get paid.
Should I calculate my paycheck? Don't ask me nothing, Dre. Don't ask me nothing.
You don't know my expenses. Mind your business. Mind your business.
2 jobs, eh? So you're caking it. Bro, calm yourself right down.
Yo, there was one time this man really got at me. It went on my Instagram page and started seeing all the trips I went on. And then he had the nerve to say, oh, I can't wait to be able to date you so that you could take me and pay for those trips too.
Huh? You're mad.
Maybe when I become a sugar mama, because it will happen in my near future.
It will never happen. You're not going to turn into nobody's sugar mama. You're dumb. No way. Let them freaking be your sugar daddy. You're not going to be nobody's sugar mama. No. Okay, now you're crazy. Okay, another red flag. When he says, I'm not like other men. When a man has to project, or woman, have to tell you that they are not like others and they're so different and all that stuff, chances are they're just the same.
Let me see that you're different.
Thank you.
You saying it is not going to add anything, but you saying it is that you feel that you need to say it, and it is. I feel like it's. I could be wrong.
It's a sales pitch.
It is. It is. It's a
sales pitch. Just the same like when you hear women saying, "I'm a good woman. I'm a good woman. I'm a good woman. I'm a good woman." Oh, for God's sake.
Look at me.
You gotta keep telling everybody you're a good woman.
Look at me. I was typing, doing the research for this thing. I thought I was the best person, realizing I'm a red flag.
You a flag.
I'm a red flag. I didn't even realize.
We all a flag, girl. We all a flag.
Another one that our viewers said was any sexual innuendos in the first conversation.
Yeah. He just trying to fuck. Or she just trying to fuck.
And you know, and a guy actually, a female made that
turn off, by the way, guys.
It is. I don't want to see your dick. I don't need to see your dick.
And don't make sexual talk early. Don't talk about sexual stuff or too much. Don't go there. If you're dating, you're dating. So you're supposed to be getting to know the person. You're supposed to be talking to them to try to get to know them better. Don't bring up sexual stuff in the first few days.
I agree, and we know if we're gonna fuck you or not. Yeah. So you don't need to say shit. Just be yourself, and you will get the pussy. Just calm down. Up. Be patient. Relax.
It's already been decided.
Yeah,
if we're going on a second date, I'm gonna feed you the pussy, but just relax. Okay?
And I had a man say that. So a female made that comment, then a man said the comment too, and he says it's a turn off to him when girls try to act overly sexual, because what ends up happening is they really just suck in the bed, period.
Yes.
Like their sex can even go on.
It's
just all talk so that they can get.
Anybody who has too much sexual bravado is usually
relax.
But when it comes to the sexual stuff, just let it happen organically. You know, there's no timelines. There's no must date 45 days before. There's none of that stuff. But at the same time, just let it happen naturally.
Mm-hmm. Anyone who thinks of himself as a high-valued man, that Kevin Samuels BS got to go. I'm sorry. That may seem like a red flag for you. He's a
high-valued man.
But it's not a red flag for me. And the reason why I say that is because sometimes we can take somebody's accomplishments as them bragging. But really, it's just who they are. And if you really listen to a man who is high valued, you may not have a successful relationship with them, but I can fucking guarantee you'll get some real estate advice. You'll learn about Bitcoin. You'll learn about certain things, because one thing about high value men, they love to chat. And those type of information you start writing down. And if it wasn't for a high value man, I wouldn't be focusing on the farm right now and having acres of property in Ghana. Right. If a high value man didn't show me the numbers of where I'm gonna go with it. So
but let me ask you a question though. Did that high value man tell you that he's a high value man?
Well, he didn't say it was, but
because that's the difference.
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay,
a high-value person doesn't sell themselves because they hold their stock and they know they have high stock. They know that. So they're not usually selling it. But it's when they're giving you that conversation like, oh, I'm this and I'm that, and there's a lot of guys who talk that shit just because they think like they put themselves in the high category
and they're not
just like women who put themselves in a high category just because like you look good.
Woo!
You fucking like you look a wig on.
You're right.
On point.
You're right.
I'm
just gonna pour you a look or something.
Yes, nice me up. But like I get holding yourself to high standards, and I get holding yourself in high regard.
Okay.
But
okay,
somebody who's up there doesn't need to say they're up there.
So you're okay. So it's kind of like there's some people who could possibly view themselves as high value, but they're not, male or female.
Yeah.
Okay.
And a lot of men, I shouldn't say a lot of men, take that back. Some men, because I've heard this kind of talk. Some men think they're high value just because they're a man. They have a good job. They don't have any kids. They may have a home or an apartment or something like that, and so that alone makes them high value.
Got it. Okay.
Because that's it. Because they don't have any kids, they have a good job, and they have their own place.
Okay.
So they're not dependent on anyone.
But it's not.
That's just a man. That's just a man.
How about that? Just like
not a high value man. That's just a man. That's an adult.
Okay.
A person with a job, who has a place of their own.
Okay.
And who may or may not have kids. I mean, that's just a person.
Yeah.
So that alone is not what makes you high value. You have to have some other things with that.
I agree with that.
Right?
I can agree with that. Yeah. Do you guys mind us going a little extra 15 minutes today? I think we
still have time. Do we have a lot?
We have a little bit, but yeah. Because we had the little technical difficulties before.
In the beginning, yeah.
If you date someone, another viewer said, is when they date someone and all the conversation ends up going back to them.
Like they always talk about themselves.
Always, all the time.
God, yeah. That's a big flag.
That's a no.
That's annoying.
That's a no.
I can't stand those kind of conversations, to be honest. And I don't mind when you're getting to know someone. So of course there's going to be a time when you're talking about yourself, and they're going to talk about themselves. But like when there's a way that people bring the conversation back around to themselves every time, you're like, wait a minute, I was telling my story. How we end up talking back about what?
Imagine.
So okay, see,
imagine having a near-death experience, and then the person tries to tell you the story, but their own story, but they never had it. It could have happened.
Yeah.
It's like, let me fucking tell my story.
Your story their story. I know you almost died, but yo, I had to duck behind the car, dog. Yo.
Like, I know you got shot.
But
you know.
I had to run. Those clients.
Woo.
Okay, the next one is living with their child's mama for financial reasons.
Run.
When you are living in a situation, ex-girlfriend, ex-boyfriend, baby father, baby mother, you're living with an ex that you claim to no longer be physically or sexually involved with for financial reasons, that is a flag for me. It's a flag, period. But it's a flag for two things. So one, it lets me know that I shouldn't say
y'all still fucking. Y'all still fucking. You're fucking. Don't tell me no fucking bullshit about separate rooms and all that thing that. Fuck you.
And, I think
pussy and dick is in the building. Pussy and dick is in the building. Whether it's once a year, and you're fucking that person. Fuck out of here.
Good.
About financial reasons.
And number two,
you shouldn't even be dating.
Should only be for a short period of time. If you and your man broke up, you and your woman broke up, and you couldn't move immediately, I get it.
2 years?
But yeah, after like 4 months, it's a wrap, bro. You should have already saved up first and last and your money for your little futon, and you should be able to bounce. So that's not flying.
And I'm not saying like some people aren't doing it because maybe they have a newborn. And I'm not saying that all men are lying. But at some point then, if you are in the house and you're, a woman or a man, and you want to have the responsibility of, giving your child a 2-parent household, you shouldn't be dating.
Well, that's exactly right. You can't be in the house and out the house at the same time.
Yeah.
If you're in the home, then focus. Because that's why you're in the home, so that you can help out with the child, or you're there for what. Then do that.
When you can't call me at night.
But don't tell me that you're out here looking for a woman and you can't even bring her to your yard.
Pussy they boat.
Exactly.
Move. With
absolutely not.
Anyways, the type of ladies that say, "Oh, the guy has to plan everything all the time." I did not sign up to be a father. Ooh. Damn, I didn't even know guys plan stuff all the time. Like, is that something?
That's something that we complain about. Where are these guys at? Because
whoever sent me that, the guy who made that complaint, let me know who he is.
Talk up right now. We need to know who you are. Oh my God. Okay, we have some comments in the comments. We haven't even looked at the comments. Mariposa, those people are the worst. No matter what you say, they have a story to relate. I thought you were talking about the Me Too people.
Oh, okay.
Cam said, I have to be mindful about talking about myself. It's an ongoing process. Yeah, Cam. Yeah, too something. No, I'm just joking. Cam's a sweetheart. I can't even say that. She's too sweet. I can't even believe you talk about yourself because you're so sweet.
Yeah, like I didn't even know she did that. Maybe do you do that because you feel nervous?
Maybe.
And then you just start rambling on because I don't.
Charlene said, sorry to cut. Sorry.
No.
Charlene said, get another damn roommate. Exactly. Get another roommate. Why does it have to be your baby mother? Like, are you dumb? Cam said, if it's once a year, it's technical. Then technically you're just roommates. No, Cam. No. Once a year is not roommates. I don't friggin'.
Do you know, do you know how many women who have children from men that don't get dick? Because of maybe they don't feel like they want to have sex, or their man is not giving them sex and they're still in, but it doesn't matter. There's still that emotional still that emotional connection there.
Once a year is called a marriage, okay? I'm gonna tell you something. So that's not flying.
It's no excuse.
No.
It's no excuse.
You need to move out.
And if you're telling me you want to be serious, then you should, once a year is still cheating, no?
Yeah.
Unless we have an open relationship.
Which we don't.
So you're saying, you wouldn't consider it?
An open relationship?
Yeah.
Not at this time in my life.
Okay.
No.
Okay. All right. Okay. I mean, someone said, when a man breathes, blinks, smiles, laughs, walks, sleep, won't do work. So this woman is absolutely fed up.
No.
If a man just stands, he is a red flag. Girl, you need to go to counseling.
You
need to speak to somebody about that if you feel that.
She hated men all the way around. She was like, if a man just girl. She's sick of y'all.
Right?
Okay, the next one. Pretends to be perfect or think that they're better than others.
We talked about that one, which is, I can't stand people like that. I can't. It's a wrap.
Like, ew.
Right? Another guy said is when a woman orders too many things on the menu. Bitch, you know that you don't eat, you're just doing this because you're on a date. Have some class.
You understand? I don't know why we still do that. That is so childish. That's some little girl type of behavior. I'm gonna order the most expensive things on the menu. Why?
Sometimes you don't even know what it is.
You don't even know how to pronounce the thing. You're all allergic to it and you're ordering it. Calm down. People are so ridiculous.
I'm gonna get filet mignon.
Right? Don't even know. It's horrible. So the next one is when you feel like you're on an interview in the first date. So when someone is just rapid firing questions at you, like Barbara Walters up in here, don't ask so many questions like that. That's a turn off too. It's you're trying to bond, and yes, you want to ask questions, you want to get to know them, but you don't want to make it seem like an interrogation. You know, it doesn't. It lacks.
I agree.
It lacks connection. It's just
you're not letting things flow. So someone else said, if she smokes too much weed and thinks
too much, it's a wrap. She goes on.
I'm a red flag again. Give me all the flags. Give me all the flags. Give me every flag. Give it to me. Red. That's why I wear the red.
I'm a flag too. No, why are you smoking too much weed? But I don't get interest. I know what they're talking about. When you they zone out. Yo, I hate that. That's why I'm with the sativas because I don't like when you just zonk out. They just zonk out and just be like, I'm like, yo, have you ever thought about like how we hear our voices in our minds? Some real high talk. You're just like, the fuck?
I do
I
do sativa in the day and deep at night. But either way, like there's some times where I don't sleep. Like I'll be up for like 4 a.m.
Oh my god.
And I'm just thinking, so I'm just a red flag. Oh.
This episode dedicated to our co-host here, Mel.
Oh man.
Okay, we're going crazy. We gotta wrap up.
A man says insults your date. We should just read it quickly.
Yeah.
Insults your date suggestions.
Yes.
A woman who tells a man she likes to be checked or mishandled.
Mishandled?
Like abuse.
Oh.
Yeah, so the guy is saying like he takes that as abuse. Like, why do I need to check you if you're a grown adult?
Yeah.
Like, we are gonna have proper dialogue, proper conversation. Does it have to be checked or mishandled?
I think it depends. Yeah, some women like to be scolded.
Yes.
And others like, I want my man to check me, but when I say that, I mean it in a sense like, I don't want him to see that I'm going a wrong way or doing the wrong thing and not say to me, yo, Tash, come on, man, don't do that. Like, act right or whatever, right? That's how I would say check, but I don't want him to like scold me or embarrass me or like grab me and scuff me up and
don't touch me.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah, don't touch me.
So yeah.
Another one is when she tells you you don't look like you date black women. This one guy.
That's a red flag.
That's a red flag.
When black women tell him he doesn't look like he dates
black women. He's like, bitch, I'm on the date with you, and you're black. You're black. You're biggity black. Like, what do you want? Do you want?
Because before the date with her, she would not have thought that he would have.
Keep that shit to your fucking self. You know what I'm trying to say? Like,
yeah. I could agree with her observing that, but I wouldn't say it.
No. If he said it initially, if he says it at first, like, hey,
like if he said, I typically date, you know, blah blah blah, I'd be like, yeah, I figured, because you kind of look that way, right? But I wouldn't say it to somebody like, you don't look like you date black women. I wouldn't say it. Even if I thought it, I wouldn't say it.
I feel like you're insulting the guy, like a low blow.
It is a little bit of an insult. I mean, it just depends, though. It depends. It's not an insult to all men. It's an insult to black men who date black women. But it's not an insult to black men who date white women or other races. Yeah. They don't see that as an insult.
Yep.
So it just depends on who's receiving it.
Another red flag is if you bring your friend, women, when you bring a friend on a date. Let me tell you something.
Why would you?
If you're not paying for your friend's food,
I would never do that.
Don't do it. And you know, some women have stated that it makes them feel safe.
You know, if you are going out with somebody that you don't feel safe with, you have a problem.
Yeah.
Why are you even pursuing?
I agree.
Somebody who you don't feel safe with.
I agree.
That's crazy.
It's weird. I feel like
it's a bullshit experience. It's a lie. And if you've been traumatized and you need a support person in life, then fine. But to say you're going to bring your girlfriend because you don't know this guy and you just feel safe, again, I always go, if I don't get a safe feeling from you, I'm not going anywhere with you.
And it's kind of like I feel like if you are going to do that to bring your friend, you shouldn't expect the man to pay.
Right.
You should pay for your
friend or
whatever.
You should pay for right. He doesn't have to pay for your support friend.
Exactly, because she's, it's like bringing a support.
Support. That's your support person. You have to handle it. Yeah. Like, it's not the man's responsibility.
It's not. Another one is if you're on the date with a woman and she's always on the phone.
Oh yeah.
That's a red flag because you also know that it's just for social media and whatever, right? She may be using you for a free meal.
Yeah, to post up all them fancy dinners.
Yes.
And if you're not in the video, you already know what's up.
Yes. Or if he or she is rude to the waiters or the service people, that's also a red flag.
That's a big flag. I don't like that. That's a turn off for me too. Don't be rude to people on the road.
Like, but then that's a reflection of who you would be in the back end. Like, you can pretend to be so sweet in the outside, but really and truly you're a real bitch.
Yeah. In
real life, and I noticed a lot of men who have dated women who end up turning out to be who they didn't expect. Those were some of the signs that came out from the beginning, and they kind of like just bypassed it because they kind of look good.
Yeah. That is a big thing, and you definitely, that's a big flag. Like when you just have to me, like a flag of observing people's behavior when they seem too good to be true, where they seem too friendly, too adjustable, too nice to your family, too perfect in every way.
Yeah.
You have to just really take a step back and stop and just look and observe for a minute to see if they are acting and they're just filling the role and knowing what to do and say, or if they really are genuinely who they present to be. Because a lot of times, girl, you get
right, and the
6 for a 9.
Scam. But the last one, the bonus that we got from our viewers was when a man says that they're too busy to call you.
Oh yeah.
Apparently that's a red flag.
That's a flag.
Either he's not that seriously interested in you, he may be still with his girl. He just uses that. Because my thing is that people can say they can't call, but then you see them on social media and whatever. But I did get the opposite side of it. A man was saying was like, sometimes when you're busy and you like this is I'm just saying what I heard. Sometimes when you're busy and you really like somebody, and you know that every time you call that person, you may know that the conversation is going to end up being 30 minutes, 40 minutes, because you really like that person. So that 5-minute quick call that you think that is going to happen never happens. So men premeditate without, he's saying that we make the assumption that every time they're going to call is going to be a situation. So they don't call until they have the actual time. But what they're not realizing is that somebody else is calling her in between those times, and you may lose on a partner that is possibly
and what he's
in
also lacking is the ability to control the conversation.
Yeah.
If you call someone and say, you know what, listen, I don't have a lot of time, I just wanted to pop in really quick minute just to say hi, I just want to check in with you and see how you're doing. Are you good? How's your day? Did you have lunch? What'd you eat? Okay, cool. So what are you doing after work? Okay, you know what, when I finish work I'll give you a call.
That's it. Simple.
Done. You are lacking communication skills if you're not able to do something like that. So if you're anticipating a lot, and I get it, there's some people that I know, I have people who I call and it's like, oh God, that's our conversation. Right? But you have to start it off by, I just have a quick minute. I just called to check in. It's just a quick whatever, so that you know.
Yeah.
I am of the mindset that if you really check for someone, you are going to make the time to speak with them. If you're interested and if you're attracted and if you're wanting to build with them, you're going to find the time. Same thing for friends, same thing for family. Whoever's important to you, you make time.
Yep.
Even if it's a little time, even if you're busy 23 hours, the little moments throughout your day, you will find time.
I agree. Like, even if it's a message, it doesn't necessarily have to be a full-on conversation. Because now if I understand your lifestyle,
right?
You know what I mean? And I see, like, I remember there was this one guy I was talking to. It was like, I thought he was being that way on purpose. Mm-hmm. But then when I was actually like hung out with him for the day, and I heard his phone ring for like 30, 40 times, I can understand now.
Yeah.
When he hears the bing, it's like an anxiety. You know what I mean? And and every single time the calls were coming in, it was business.
I get that, and there are some people who are that busy. I get it, you know. But again, he would still have made a moment
to text,
a text, or you know, a quick voice note. Voice notes. Listen, don't underestimate the power of a voice note, honey.
Or even a cute little, like, you know how you're just driving,
a quick video call.
That's
a video.
You don't even have to.
Video.
I feel like those
are so powerful. You would not believe a quick voice note or a video message. And you're good.
You're good.
So use them because you can make connections. You can feel it feels personal. It feels like a connection. You get to see them. You get to hear their voice.
Yes.
You get to feel their energy, and you didn't have to dedicate a whole lot of time in your day. And you can keep going with what you have to do in the day until you have the time to talk.
I think that's
So a couple comments before we go. Oh my gosh, we're over time. Okay, thank you guys for tuning in. By the way, you guys are keeping us going here. So I'm just gonna jump back. So, somebody said make it a double date. Hold on. Mariposa said make it a double date, and that would be referring to the client, to the friend, coming along with a friend. Bringing a friend if you don't feel safe. Bring a friend. Y'all make a double date then if you don't feel safe, so that you know you can go out and have. And I agree with that. That's a good idea. Good compromise. Cam says, and if she's going on if she's going to get to second most expensive, the second most expensive meal, like wow, that's when you're ordering big expensive things. Where I pose it, I wouldn't do a first date, double date, but it could be an option. True. Yeah, first date is a little bit weird.
But you again, can't come with your friend alone.
I still feel like don't go on a date with a man if you don't feel safe with him.
Yeah.
If he's giving you like any kind of feelings, don't do it.
One thing I did learn about all the red flags is that we all, man and woman, they need to pay attention to your gut instinct.
Yes.
That is how you're going to determine if there's a red flag. If you are feeling a particular way, check yourself. Make sure it's not your own personal insecurities. And once you realize it's not your own personal insecurity and it is a gut instinct, go with it. The universe doesn't give you the wrong information. You don't feel a particular way because of just cuts.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That's, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Follow your gut. Follow your gut. Always follow your gut.
Yes.
And when things give you a little twinge, a little, keep it in mind. You observe the behavior, watch the person, look at how they act, Don't go too far in with feelings until you're sure that is somebody that you want to pursue.
Right. Yes. The universe always gives you things that you should be paying attention to, so you should pay attention to it. And I was going to tell you some horror stories, but you know what? We'll give you those horror stories another time.
Yeah, next time maybe.
Maybe next time.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yes.
So guys, this was our episode on red flags. Thank you for joining us.
Yes.
We will be back. Our schedule is a little bit different this year because, like I said, life is happening. So we will be airing every other week, so twice a month.
Yes.
We'll let you know our schedule. We'll be posting on our Instagram, so please follow us. Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp.
Everything.
All of them.
Spotify, iTunes.
Everything.
iHeart. Anything you want to hear us
TikTok.
Right?
Everywhere.
You gonna hear us on all of it, and we just want to appreciate. We want to just say shout out to everybody who messages us to make sure we're good when we're coming back. You guys don't understand how that feels when you're lifing and life is coming and you get those positive messages, and it feels really great. And I just wanted to say thank you.
Thank you.
And until the next time.
Cheers.
Cheers. We back.
Like we never left.
Until next time.
See you guys.
Thank you.